What's up everyone, Fritz here again with another live cop, and today I'm going to be discussing the Yeezy Reflective Beluga drop that was a couple weeks ago at this point. I've not been able to get this up sooner, unfortunately. I've had a lot going on this past couple weeks with the new year, just kind of getting my business, my mind, goals in order for the new year. So sorry for the delay, but that's what I've got for you all today. One thing to touch on that going into this drop I felt was nonsense, just due to the fact that I've had some experience in this space and are familiar with stock numbers and just general demand for products. But that's going to be the fact that before this drop, people were actually saying that these were going to brick. It does not matter how many of a shoe like this they release. Now, granted, that's not 100% true. If they released, say, 10 million pairs, right, then the shoe would brick. But that's not the case. So I remember hearing this last year with the Bread 350s. They were like, oh, the stock is so high, they're going to brick. They did not brick. So just remember that on these big holiday releases that have a lot of demand, even if the stock is high, do not follow or listen to the people on Twitter talking about them bricking. It should be relatively clear by now that that didn't happen at all. So just something to keep in mind next holiday season and during any big drops coming up this year. As far as the drop goes, these shoes did drop on foot sites as well as Yeezy Supply, obviously. But foot sites, as we have discussed in my previous video, are not really the move right now. That's not to say that they can't be botted and that there is no first come, first serve. There is, but we've discussed how that's changed drastically, so I'll leave it at that. And at this point, it's a little after the drop, but I'm pretty sure that they only dropped on Champs. I could be wrong about that. Don't quote me on that. But they really, like I said, hardly dropped only but a handful of pairs. So not worried about that. The video today is more going to be on Yeezy Supply drop and how that went. So you will see a little bit of the foot site drop to start off, just for me to show what I was doing. Didn't hit any pairs, but most of the video today is going to be of those Yeezy 350 Belugas. And then there's also a short section at the beginning that shows a little bit of the 450 drop. That was a couple days before that I also hit pairs on, but had some issues with my Gmails. So luckily I was able to fix those prior to the 350 Beluga drop. During this drop on Yeezy Supply, I ran Valor, Mek, Wrath, Whatbot, and Noble. I hit on every bot except for Noble, but this was my first time running Noble, so I'm going to choose to put the blame on myself for that one. But I know I can't really hate on them because I also did see a lot of people have success with them. So I'm hoping to improve on that next time around, but those were the 5 bots that I ran for this drop. All in all, I was able to hit 37 pairs today. So just as a overview from my perspective, I'm relatively happy with that. That is a high number, but I really am trying to work on nailing the setup of multiple bots and hitting with 4 or 5 different bots regularly. So obviously that's a different scenario when you're just trying to gauge one and there's more to set up and there's more that goes into it, more complicated, more areas to make mistakes, more chances for mistakes. But I was very happy with that. Like I said, I got 37 total. 30 of them were between Wrath and Valor alone. I believe Whatbot had 2 and then Mek had the other 5. I did not hit on Noble, like I said, but I was relatively happy with that for the day. I do need to up my Whatbot game. I need to figure out what I'm doing wrong on Noble. But all in all, like I said, I was happy with 37. Like I said, I was happy with what just happened, but my goal for this year really is to continue to clearly level up. If any of you follow me on other social media, I mean, the first year I botted, I hit like 10, 15 pairs of shoes. The second year I hit, what was it, a couple hundred, and then this past year hit over 1,000. So I have made clear progressions. I'm trying to do the same thing this following year. I really am trying to get to the point where I'm able to hit 100 more. That's what I would consider mastery of this skill. So I am going to continue to work on that. I am becoming more and more comfortable with just pretty much every bot on the market, and being able to deploy them and run them effectively has definitely taken me this year. At the beginning of the year, I was maybe running 1, 2 bots at a time, not as large of a setup. So I am very, very happy with how far I've come this past year, while also looking forward to how I can improve this year. As far as the proxies that worked well for me on today's drop, I did hit with the 2 usual that I always hit with, or I have a lot of success with if you've been watching this channel, Diamond and Sakura. Love those 2 providers, outstanding proxies. They always work well. And I also tried out Donut and Kaboom. I tried out the residential offerings and I did hit pairs with those. So that was good. I hit a couple pairs with each of those, I think. So I was happy with that. And at least for this drop, I didn't do as well with the ISPs as I usually have in the past. XYZ definitely hit me a couple with Stratus. So, you know, it wasn't the typical cookout with ISPs as it has been recently, but overall, those are the proxies that worked well for me today. Just something that I feel I've noticed lately. This isn't an objective fact, this is just my opinion, but I have been noticing on the past drop or two that residentials have been doing a little better for me than typical. But I do want to stress that you do want to break up your proxies, right? You want residentials, you want ISPs, because there are, or have been this year, there have been streaks where one or two has done better. But overall on the year, ISPs have been better. They're just a better overall product. But you just need to keep that in mind on Yeezy Supply drops, that some days the ISPs are absolutely going to crush it. Some days residentials will do better, but more or less, right? ISPs are usually going to be your better option, but you still want to spread them evenly, or at least the best you can. One more thing on this drop is just the fact that Yeezy Supply drops have without a doubt been going on for a lot longer, right? Throughout the year, the majority of the drops have been over in, I'd say, 20 to 45 minutes, depending on stock, for like I said, the majority of this year. And that's more or less in line with what I've seen for the past 2 to 3 years. Now, over the past month or two, the drops have without a doubt gotten longer. Right? I believe in this drop, my last checkout was 3 hours after the initial drop, which is outrageous for a Yeezy Supply drop, and just something that you want to consider when buying your proxies or deciding whether you're going to get ISPs, residentials, or a hybrid option like Live or Rainbow. But just keep that in mind on the drops coming up, that has been the trend. Obviously that can change, but just keep in mind that that's where things look like they have been headed and will continue to head. The other thing that you're going to want to pay attention to with the drops being longer, and that's obviously excluding anything like Yeezy Day. That's a different story when they're actively just making drops throughout the entire day. But as far as a single drop goes, this was the longest. And that's also going to have an effect not only on your data usage for your proxies, but also your scores of your Gmails throughout that time. So just remember, if you are going into a drop with a lot of stock, I mean, December has passed, so we're not going to have a massive amount like that again for a while. But in the future, just keep that in mind that those scores are going to go down over an hour or so. So maybe after about an hour, if checkouts are still progressing well, you could shut down the bot. You could have Gmails in the back loaded up already to roll. Just bring up the window and then restart your tasks. That is something that you could try to do moving forward, as I'm sure if you're paying attention to the pass rate for Splash during the drop, it is much faster at the beginning than at the end. Obviously, that has a part to play with your Gmail score. Anyways, that's all I've got for this short portion of the video. Next up, I have the footage. So this is a relatively long drop as far as the footage goes, because like I said, it did go on for 3 hours. So if you want to speed through it, I understand that. If you don't watch the whole thing, I get it. But I really do try to just give you an unfiltered view of what's actually going on. I know I watch a lot of channels and it is just highlight clip with all the music and the this and that. I am going to work on the video quality this year. That's not my #1 priority right now. So I will work on that. But if you've got any comments, questions, debate topics, as always, leave them in the comment section below. And I will have another video up in a couple days, so feel free to check back. And for now, enjoy the footage. Out of stock on Kodai for Foot Locker. Yeah, I think I'm gonna I mean, they could, what is it, 12:15? I'm gonna wait 5 minutes and I'll shut down my ISPs. Yeah, we got a pretty regular crew. I remember being in these chats like 2 or 3 years ago and just never speaking.
Well, my ISPs aren't working, apparently. Or the site might be fried.
So it is definitely fried. None of my tasks are getting
Alright, Mek, you got one in cart?
Another decline. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to put. I don't know what's wrong with my card.
Just keep trying. Just keep spamming it.
Yeah. Looks like the only thing to get through are my ISPs are getting cash flow.
I'm getting a lot of. What we got on time? 24. I feel like we've got like, I don't know, we'll see. I feel like we got like 20 minutes left. Let's go, Wrath. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough to say with the uncertainty on the start. 257714. 257714. Man, Valor is doing the decline dance. Okay, Wrath. This is the first time I've run Wrath this well in fucking months. Decline on Mek. 24. I feel like we've got like, I don't know, we'll see. I feel like we got like 20 minutes left. Let's go, Wrath. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's tough to say with the uncertainty on the start. 257714. 257714. Man, Valor is doing the decline dance. Okay, Wrath. Valor's the king of declines right now. Sheesh. My subnets are starting to hit, actually. What up?
What's up, gamers?
Xenos, my God, what the hell are you doing, boy?
How you living, man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Good, how you guys been?
Hit 32 today.
Oh my god. This man's a chef.
Dude, and like no joke, I'm not like shitting on this guy because usually he like I hit pretty hard for him. He's got Amex VCCs, but today, he got for some reason they had a security thing coming up, and I've gotten 48 of those windows for him.
Jesus Christ.
And like those are like had that not been popping up, dude, fuck, dude, I would have hit like 50, 60.
Well, if you want to sell a size 10, let me know.
All right, I think like half of them are mine, half of them are slots. I'll see what I got size wise. I got you.
Cool. What you guys been up to?
Just fucking waking up, setting up, sleeping 2 hours,
Nice.
repeat. How the fuck did I hit like 500 pairs of Yeezys this year and I hit 0 on fucking Yeezy day?
Bro, I tell you the same because these days was fucking ridiculous. I didn't just on you today either. I just not really good. I don't know.
I had like a moment of like, should I stop botting? But I ain't fucking leaving. Decline, decline, decline.
And one of them did work. I think that, in my experience, having a fresh body department. But even so, I mean, and I've tried this on Triple, and I've noticed, like, hey, one will work and one will it depends on how many times, I guess, it's tried to check out, too.
Yeah.
That's another thing about it. Yeah,
Oh, nice. I got another one. Valor got me one.
nice. I really need a 6 or a 6.5.
Dude, I think they took... Alright, Curly. I think I'm out of here. Have a nice weekend.
Okay, you too.
Yeah, take it easy.
Did you eat all the pizza?
Yes.